Yo, black tax. All right. So anyway, the other day I was having a discussion with a brother of mine, and we're talking about black tax, right? For those who don't know, so black tax is a concept that you have somebody that was raised by a family, could be your parents, it could be your uncle, it could be your brothers, whatever the case might be. You are raised and you go on to varsity, if you're lucky to go to varsity, and then you start working, right? And now there is an expectation for you now to pave it backwards, right? So meaning that you now need to go and give back to your family and make sure that you are taken care of financially, right? So of course the concept has, I think it has been marred, with negativity in a sense, where it somehow now has been painted as a bad thing. No, it's not a one size fits all approach, because there are people that we were raised, and our parents did the best that they could, our families did the best that they could, and now we are in a better position financially, and we feel that we need to make sure that our homes are taken care of, right? So everything is going well. If you have siblings, that the siblings can have a chance and go to school as well. But of course we know that with everything there is a downside to it. You do at times find families that will have higher expectations that are unreasonable, to a point where you find that they're demanding things financially that you cannot afford. But again, it can be a two-way thing, in a sense that you yourself, you might be responsible for those expectations, because sometimes a lot of times I talk about face value valuation versus a paper value valuation. So meaning that what people see on the outside might be different to the paper, right? So we see the riches, we see everything else, only to find out Gantinje on paper there is nothing, right? And of course other people, I don't really say really they don't matter, but the people that are within your circles, your family, your friends, those are the people that normally you should be vulnerable to, right? So you should be able to have that comfortable, well, it might not necessarily be comfortable, but have those discussions and say, guys, this is where I'm actually at, so the demands that you have are really unreasonable, so this is where I can meet you guys, so that at the end of the day I'm still helping out, because again, in terms of that concept, you do find families where you come from a family that there's no expectation, because maybe your parents, your family, they're okay, they can manage their own finances, they have their own money, and it will just be up to you to say, okay, I want to help out, or I want to just thank you, whatever the case might be, but there is no expectation. But there are families where it's like, hey Baba, we took you to school, and then they remind you, we took you to school, we did this, and you need to give back. You need to make sure that you take your brothers to school. You need to, all of these things. So it happens. So there's two sides to this coin. But I think what I said, when we're having that discussion, is that one of the things that can really help is to be honest with your family. How they will take it, it's another story. But, be honest and say, this is where I'm at. Yes, I might be a doctor, and you've told everybody in the neighborhood that your son is a doctor, your daughter is a doctor, but in essence, this is where I'm at financially, right? So I cannot now meet the expectation of building you, mama, this big house when I live up. I can't do it, right? Because of where I'm at. So have those discussions, and from that perspective, it's up to them now to say, okay, how they're gonna react to it. But at least you have done your part. You have put all all your things on the table and say, this is where I'm at, and really you can see that I'm struggling, right? And then that can assist. A lot of the families will understand, and you guys can come up with a plan. Some families, of course, won't understand. They'll just like, you are lying, you're driving this nice car, you tell us that you don't have money. Never, right? Or and now the problem is that we are on social media, and social media, hey, it paints different things, right? So they look, we see you there on TikTok, and you are right, we're all sharp. Now you come to us and you tell us you don't have money. Never. It's not gonna happen. So You can't control their reactions, but at least at the end of the day, you have been truthful to them. This is where I'm at. Because unfortunately, this has also, huge ramifications when it comes to mental health. And that is why you see a lot of people are so stressed. Some people even end up, taking their own lives because of this. This is how serious it is. And I know that at times we make it seem so light and we can have a laugh about it, but it's deep, guys. It's deep. These things can ruin relationships. They can ruin your state of mind, just how you look at yourself and your quality of your life. It could really deteriorate, because now every time it's month end, it's like, I don't know even what to do, right? Because there is you feel that all the weight is on top of your shoulders, and that may be a problem. But I would say, there's a lot of stuff, but I just wanted to say on this that, have that discussion with your family. You cannot preempt how they're going to react, but at least you would have done your part to say, putting all my cards on the table, this is where I'm at. Apart from there, I don't know what you want from me, and this is what I'm going to do, and that's it, right? Because at the end of the day, you end up, putting a rope over your neck, and then you strangling yourself to a point that you find yourself really in trouble. So I hope this definitely just assists somehow for those that might be going through all of that.